welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into the really quite wild story of the Solana blockchain, how it went from this, well, novel idea to a really big name in crypto.
Yeah, it's fascinating because Solana, it really seemed to come back from the dead, didn't it? A lot of people had completely written it off.
Oh, definitely. Some were even calling it a zombie chain.
Exactly. And now, well, its comeback is pretty hard to ignore. It's a story with some real ups and downs.
Right. And that's what we want to dig into today. The plan is to, understand those key moments, the factors behind Solana's resilience, its recovery, basically giving you the full picture, but keeping it digestible.
Well, it really kicks off back in late 2017. Anatoly Yakovenko comes up with this really innovative concept, proof of history.
Okay, proof of history. Let's unpack that a bit. It's like, imagine trying to figure out who said what first in a super busy chat room. Right?
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Traditional blockchains kind of struggle with ordering transactions quickly. Yakovenko's idea was basically, what if everyone could reliably timestamp their own actions before everyone else had to agree on the order?
Precisely. Like a built-in, super fast, synchronized clock for the whole network.
Okay, so it creates a verifiable order of events as they happen almost.
Right. And this was a fundamental layer one innovation, the core blockchain level. The goal was ambitious from the start. Build something incredibly fast, cheap to use, decentralized, and crucially, scalable.
So aiming high, really trying to build a different foundation.
Absolutely. A fundamentally different kind of blockchain infrastructure.
But this idea, proof of history, it wasn't like an immediate overnight sensation, was it?
Oh, not at all, no. That period, say 2018 to 2020, especially after the 2018 crypto crash, it was all about heads down building.
Right. Just focusing on the work.
The team was just laser focused on the tech. We saw the prototype in 2018, then some fundraising. The testnet came online in 2019.
And then Solana Mainnet Beta launched March 2020. It sounds very methodical, not splashy.
Exactly. Very little hype compared to other projects at the time. No huge marketing blitz. The focus was purely on the technology, on delivering that initial promise of like 50,000 transactions per second.
50,000, that's huge.
And with fees that were tiny, sub-cent. That technical focus without all the usual crypto noise was pretty unique back then.
Okay, so they built quietly. Then 2021 hits, and things seem to just explode for Solana. What happened? What lit the fuse?
It was kind of a perfect storm, really. You had NFTs, non-fungible tokens, starting to gain massive traction, and Solana was well suited for them because of the speed and cost.
Right. Low fees make minting and trading NFTs much more feasible.
Exactly. And at the same time, you had DeFi, decentralized finance protocols, really taking off on Solana. Products like Radium, Orca, Saber, they started attracting a lot of users and liquidity.
Okay, so NFTs and DeFi were finding a home there.
Yeah, and then you add in a significant amount of venture capital money flowing into the ecosystem. That really poured fuel on the fire.
So it's this mix.
Yeah.
New use cases catching on, the money flowing in, and I guess more and more users actually trying it out.
Precisely. The ecosystem just ballooned. Went from maybe 100 projects to over 400 in like a single year.
Wow.
And a really key moment, I think, was the Degenerate Ape Academy NFT launch. The demand was insane. It really pushed the network hard.
Tested its limits, yeah.
It did. And mostly it handled it, which really showed people, okay, this thing can handle high demand with low fees. It was a big proof point.
That makes sense. A real-world stress test that it mostly passed. And this started getting noticed outside of just the crypto-native crowd.
Oh, absolutely. You started seeing mainstream attention pick up. Influencers were talking about it. Solana memes were everywhere. And the SOL token press just went parabolic. It shot past $250 at its peak.
Incredible. People were drawing parallels to Ethereum's big 2017 moment, right?
Oh, they were. But the narrative for Solana was often, it's like Ethereum, but faster and cheaper. The user experience felt smoother to many.
It really felt like Solana was just going to keep climbing. But then 2022 happened. And specifically, the FTX collapse. Yeah. That hit Solana hard, didn't it?
Oh, incredibly hard. Yeah. The FTX implosion in November 2022 was devastating for Solana's image and, frankly, its ecosystem.
Why was the connection so strong?
Well, Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX's founder, was a very, very vocal and public supporter of Solana, huge backer. Plus, his trading firm, Alameda Research, held a massive amount of SOL tokens.
Oh,
And
yeah.
many key Solana projects, their tokens were heavily featured, heavily traded on the FTX exchange itself, so the ties were deep.
So when FTS went down, it dragged Solana's reputation down with it, created this huge cloud of doubt.
Exactly. The fallout was immediate and brutal. SL's price just crashed, fell from over $200 all the way down to under $10.
Wow, under $10.
Yeah, and that's when you started seeing the zombie chain headlines popping up in the media. VC funding just evaporated overnight. NFT projects, which had been a bright spot, started leaving for other chains. And the TVL, total value locked in DeFi, just plummeted, dropped over 90%. It was a really, really bleak picture.
It sounds like genuine existential threat territory. So how on earth did they pull out of that? How did 2023 become a recovery year?
This is, I think, the most interesting part of the story. Because despite the price cratering, despite the terrible sentiment, the negative press, the developers kept building.
That seems crucial.
It was the crucial thing. The core builders, the teams working on the infrastructure, the apps, they didn't just pack up and leave. They stayed focused. And this, it really contrasts with maybe other projects that might have just folded under that kind of pressure.
Right.
It suggests there was this deeper belief in the core technology, maybe less driven by the immediate price action and more by the long-term vision.
You mentioned specific projects kept going, like what were they working on?
Yeah, absolutely. You had Phantom, the wallet, constantly improving the user experience, making it easier to use Solana.
Yeah.
Cheeto Labs was working on MEV maximal extractable value solutions and liquid staking improvements. Marinade Finance continued developing their liquid staking protocol. Tensor popped up and became a really strong NFT marketplace specifically for Solana.
So real tangible development continued across the board.
Definitely. These teams and many others just kept shipping code, improving things, showing faith in the network's future.
And then meme coins happened. That seems like it came out of left field.
It totally did. It was quite unexpected. Started with BONK. This meme coin just appeared, got airdropped to the community, and suddenly there was all this activity back on chain.
Just from a meme coin.
Yeah. It sparked something. Then later came Dog with Hat and others. Solana just became this hub for meme coin trading. And alongside that, NFTs started picking back up too. It was very organic, very community driven.
That is interesting. Not driven by VCs this time or, leftover FTX influence.
Not at all. This felt much more grassroots. You saw the energy come back on crypto Twitter. Solana NFTs started climbing the leaderboards again. TVL slowly began to recover. New wallets were being created.
And the SOL price started climbing back up too.
Exactly. It was like the community itself just decided, no, this isn't dead, and started rebuilding the momentum from the ground up. A real testament to that builder community and the tech.
Which kind of brings us up to speed to 2024 heading into 2025. And the picture now seems, pretty healthy, right? Solana isn't just surviving, it seems to be genuinely thriving.
That's a fair way to put it, yeah. The ecosystem is buzzing again. You've got projects like Jupiter, which is a fantastic DEX aggregator, making trading super smooth. There's Drip.house, doing interesting things for creators. The Saga phone, which was kind of a meme itself for a while, actually gained real momentum.
Right, that phone story was wild.
And there's a lot of anticipation around Firedancer. That's a new validator client being built by Jump Crypto. Basically, a new engine for the network designed to make it even faster and more robust.
So ongoing technical innovation, too.
Absolutely. And you're seeing that fun cultural side come back, too. Cool NFT projects like MadLeds, SMB Gen 3, even meme coins that have, dare I say, some artistic flair.
Huh. Okay. So it feels vibrant again.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Solana's really cemented its place as arguably the fastest major layer one. And crucially, it has real users doing real things. It's become the go-to place for a lot of viral launches, like you see with platforms like Pump.fun.
And mainstream adoption is picking up again, too.
Yeah, integrations with huge names like Visa, Shopify, WorldPay. That's significant validation. And, climbing back into the top 5 crypto rankings by market cap speaks volumes.
So if we look back at this whole roller coaster, what's the main takeaway for you? What does the Solana saga really tell us?
I think, above all, it's about resilience. It's a powerful case study in how a strong technical foundation combined with a truly dedicated community of builders can weather incredible storms. And it also just underscores how unpredictable crypto is, right? Narratives flip so fast. Unexpected things like meme coins can suddenly become major catalysts.
It does seem like Solana has this pattern now. Gets hit hard, attracts builders who see the potential despite the noise, and then comes back stronger.
It really does. It's quite the narrative arc. And looking ahead, with the ecosystem tooling getting better, more real-world applications emerging, that growing community, there's a lot of optimism heading into the next potential market cycle.
Okay, so let's leave our listeners with this thought then. Given Solana's history, these dramatic falls and surprising comebacks, what kind of unexpected things, maybe challenges or maybe catalysts, do you think could shape its path next, especially as mainstream interest in blockchain keeps growing? Definitely something to keep an eye on.